Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. A couple months ago, we announced that I am pregnant with baby boy number 2 and asked you which songs I should do a special Pregnant Lady Reacts series for. Your number one recommendation is With Arms Wide Open by Creed. And already, just from reading the lyrics, I love the sentiment of the song. Let's get to it.
Well, I just heard the news today. It seems my life is gonna change. I close my eyes, begin to pray, then tears of joy stream down my face with arms wide open. Under the sunlight, welcome to this place. I'll show you everything with arms wide open.
This is so pretty and warm, and I already had myself tear up. I was like, oh. Yeah, of course, I'm going to be emotional, you guys, of course. I want to go back to the beginning and talk about some of the moments that I think hit strongest, both musically and emotionally. And I have to mention, I have heard this before, but I didn't know what it was about. Just hearing it in passing, and this is my first time I'm really listening to it with like good headphones on. And I love so many little things about it. Let's get back into it right away. I love the heartbeat at the beginning. I never knew that was there. It's like the heartbeat you hear on the scans.
Well, I just heard the news today. It seems my life is gonna change. I close my eyes, begin to pray, then tears of joy.
I love the slide off of that note. So I love the way that there was this opening in the music right there. Right before we got into the chorus here, we got a doubling of his voice, right? It started expanding the vocals in that way. And then with the cymbals, they were also having this incredible roll that sounded like everything was just opening up as well with arms wide open. It's almost like how I really want to just open up my mouth right now for some food. Thank you, hubby. I love this. This is one of my favorite parts about Pregnant Lady Reacts. You have to understand the cravings are real, the food need is real, and eggs have choline in them, which is really, really necessary for developing babies' brains. So I just got this incredible egg sandwich, which I'm going to put in my mouth right now. No, it's so hard to eat on screen. Ooh. Ooh, that's good. Ooh. It's not just eggs. There's steak in there too. Because iron and protein and growing a baby. Thank you. And so with mouths wide open, we're going to continue on in this song. And I will continue to eat because I got to grow something, y'all. I love that
Stream down my face with arms wide open. Under the sunlight, welcome to this place. I'll show you everything with arms wide open.
I love the show you everything line in there, especially.
With arms wide open. Well, I by my side. We're standing on. We've created land with arms wide open.
Wow. I love the heaviness of this song that it's continuing to grow and grow in the heaviness and the distortion, but it never loses that warmth. I think that it actually really beautifully represents becoming a parent right there. It is a heavy, heavy weight. And not just physically, oh my gosh, but um, also it's a heavy emotional weight and responsibility. And I think he's just perfectly capturing it. But it's amazing to have that soundscape open up to the heavier instruments. Gosh, I also really love Mark Tremonti's work. Just a huge, huge fan of him. He does some amazing Frank Sinatra covers as well. Scott Stapp, I've heard him in more recent things too. And you guys, if I have lettuce in my teeth, just let me know in the comments. um, but I love the way that while we're getting this weightiness, we haven't ever lost the warmth. I think that it has a beautiful balance. It's so heart-filling. Additionally, I want to talk a little bit more about Scott Stapp's vocal technique here and the coloration especially.
If I'm ready
The slides are so
to be
cool.
the man I have to be, I'll take a breath, I'll take her by my side. We're standing on, we've created land with arms wide open.
I I just love this image of all the stuff that's happening around and knowing as a parent if that's happening, like what you do is you protect your kid. That's all you can do. That is the number one instinct is like go protect child. Um, I'm really excited. Um, one of the reasons I wanted to have a second one was particularly for my first son, Mycroft, to have a sibling because yeah, I'm not gonna live forever. My husband isn't gonna live forever. We're gonna die, and I really want my son to feel like he still has another person in the world that has his back. Uh, so I also really loved the idea of having a playmate. There's so many reasons there, but I wanted that family unit. I wanted some companionship for my son. So in many ways, I think that having a number two is basically finding a way for both of them to, regardless of whatever is happening in the world, it's gonna go crazy. Like things will go crazy in life. I love saying, hey, family's there for you. Even if I can't be there anymore, family will still be there for you. Uh, Scott Stapp's vocal technique. Let's get one phrase and then I'll stop it.
To be the man.
Okay, that's actually a really great example right there. He is able to bring in different amounts of grit as he chooses. And I think this is really fantastic. I think it feels like such a manly sound. And it's important, I think, for men to connect with these kinds of emotions, especially I think we were, back in the 90s at this point. There's gonna be a lot of grunge and post grunge, a lot of angst about the world. Instead, we've got this incredible open song about just becoming a father, right? This was, I believe, written, inspired by when he heard that he was going to become a father. Perfect. Perfect. So having that lower voice, first of all, right, sits lower. A lot of times we'll think like, oh, like, yeah, it's a man's man, even though I don't necessarily think that that makes a person more or less male, y'all. That's a weird stereotype to have, but it's a stereotype nonetheless. And I think that it's wonderful to have in here that grit as well. And that he's going back and forth between clean and gritty, basically showing that he's a person that has gone through a lot of life. I think that anytime we get grit or distortion in, it shows that something isn't perfect and it's not meant to be perfect. I like that balance that he has in his sound a bunch. Additionally, I think it's fantastic to hear this kind of a twang. It's like a roar. He has a lot of R coloration while still having an open mouth a lot of the time. So it's not totally grunge. He has a lot of R coloration in his sound, which makes it feel like a little bit more down home to us. And you get all of those things and you feel like, oh, this feels like it could be an everyday dude who just learns he's a dad. It's so easy to relate to and connect to.
Well, I don't know if I'm ready to be the man I have to be. I'll take a breath, I'll take her by my side. We're standing on, we created life with arms wide open under the sunlight. Welcome to this place, I'll show you everything with arms wide open. Now everything has changed. I'll show you love. I'll show you everything with arms wide open.
I just love the way that the love feels so unconditional in here, which is, I mean, that's what happens. That's what should happen. Gosh, anything else that happens just infuriates me. That's absolutely what should happen. The I'll show you love, I'll show you everything. It's those lines really got me. I'm like tearing up already. But y'all, also I'm tearing up because I get so much love here. I just had another delivery made. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to like oh dear. It's okay. I'll sip it. I'll sip it. Okay, we're gonna. Whoa! Oh, this compliments my sandwich really well. Thank you. I got a special mocktail, and I think that in our mocktail it looks like I might have some thyme, and it's got some orange stuff, so it's probably really healthy. It is really. I feel that mocktails are so underrated, often because they're not made well. And my husband makes really, really good mocktails. If you want, by the way, if you want this stuff, if you want to make this stuff, or you want to make it for a pregnant wife or lady somewhere, um, Cooking and Kilts, check out his channel. I'll make him put up some videos showing you how to make these because I feel so loved. mm. Thank you. That's amazing. It tastes very healthy and invigorating. So I love that this song has this idea of unconditional love. I feel that at home, and I'm so excited to welcome a child into this space. It's a really, really beautiful, beautiful life.
I'll show you everything with arms wide open. Now everything has changed. I'll show you love. I'll show you everything with arms wide open. Wide open.
Whoa!
If I had just one wish.
Adding the orchestra to the sound is part of what keeps it so luscious and warm. I think that was a brilliant idea. Songwriting perspective, like that. How do you keep this entire song feeling like a hug when there also has the weight of the world on your shoulders? Adding lots of strings is a great idea. Uh, Also, this is Mark Tremonti slaying, right? This is like young Mark Tremonti. I did a few double takes here because I interviewed Mark a while back, specifically to talk about one of his Frank Sinatra albums. Just is fantastic. Um, and he looks so different here. He's so young. Like, oh, little wee Mark Tremonti. Super sweet. I know that he does backing vocals as well, and I think that's really awesome. It's so cool to go back in time and see where somebody's come from. and then wonder as a parent how you're going to affect that child and what kind of music they might write. Oh gosh, the wait. I want to go back here. I was fascinated by the idea of that. This, I think it was a bell, like a steeple bell, dropping to the ground. It's almost like when you become a parent, like the floor just falls out from underneath you. You're like, oh my gosh, this is so much more than I ever thought it would be. I've had so many people tell me that having a second is way harder, and I've heard so many people tell me that having a second is easier. Like, I don't know, it must be in between. It must be between, right? The having the first was shocking. Shocking. I don't I don't know what really to expect with the second other than I will welcome him with arms wide open. I loved it. It was a direct echo of the strings echoing exactly what Mark had written on the guitar there. It's a beautiful line too.
If I have just one wish, only one demand, I hope he's not like me. I hope he understands that he can take this life and hold it by the hand, and he can greet the world with arms wide open, with arms wide open.
I love all of the sounds in there. That is so luscious, and it's so intense from the vocal line as well. The just one wish that what he'd be not like me. I think earlier that he said she at one point. Take her by my side, and then now it's he. Maybe they didn't know the gender yet. I hope he's not like me. I hope he understands that he can take this life and hold it by the hand, and he can greet the world with arms wide open. I love the sentiment in this bridge, especially because I know Scott Stapp has been so open about his struggles over the years, and but I would also come back and challenge and say, oh man, I love my life. I've had ups and downs. I love them all because Journey Before Destination. Thank you, Brandon Sanderson, Stormlight Archives, best book series out there. If you guys are curious, I have a lot of Brandon Sanderson books right there. I have a lot more that aren't here. There's even some action figures over there. There's Lilith. I don't know if you can even see that because sometimes the video's covering it, but I have a Lilith statue because I love playing video games. And then there are action figures beside her from the Stormlight Archives. Journey Before Destination is one of the biggest sayings in this book. And I think it's so important that we live the journey and learn everything along the journey. I wouldn't take any bits of my journey back because they make me who I am today. And I'm really proud of who I am today. I love my life so much. So I appreciate Scott's sentiments here, but I would also come back and say Scott Stapp is a pretty awesome person. Really appreciate some of his more recent releases, and I think that I hope that the children in the world end up having their own journeys, surviving them, please, and becoming incredible people as well. Back a little ways.
His life and hold it by the hand, and he can greet the world with arms wide open, with arms wide open, under the sunlight. Welcome to this place. I'll show you everything with arms wide open. Now everything has changed. I'll show you love. I'll show you everything with arms wide open.
We're gonna go back And I want you just to listen to those strings go wild in the background. The way that they built and went so high in pitch and then sustained it, I I truly believe that strings are one of the best instruments for representing emotion and taking us to new heights. Like anytime you hear a love theme in in a movie or a TV series, anytime you got a particular romantic moment, there are gonna be strings. That's it's like that's they just represent our throbbing hearts. So here the strings are written so well.
And he can break
Let's go back a little more.
I hope he's not like me.
There we go. Right before they start.
Understand.
Coming here.
Can take this life and hold it by the hand. And he can break the world.
They are so high there and adding extra like essentially percussive elements. I love it where they come in here. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Welcome to this place. I'll show you everything with arms wide open. Now everything has changed. I'll show you love. I'll show you everything with arms wide open.
So you could hear them building up and like having these extra sweeps and fluctuations in the emotion, and then the way they just sustained this big high through the end of that was, it felt exactly like my emotions. Just, they built and built and built and then soared. Beautiful writing. I also really love the way that Scott's voice is placed in this mix. I think that he's got some doubling going on to make that sound extra thick. Everything about this mix is luscious. And so I think it's really important that you make sure that the singer's voice also feels luscious, but his has that drive and it has the grit. You have to capture it as well. It's been placed so well without losing some of those key tonal elements to his sound.
I'll show you everything with arms wide open. With arms wide open.
Oh no, don't end so soon. Don't. I have one other thing that this song has inspired me to talk about. So I'm going to talk about it, rewind, and then we'll let it in. One of the things I'm most excited about with a number 2, I really hope we get to do it. Is also one of the reasons I wanted to have 2 kids. Is I have this dream of essentially world schooling where we go out for a month at a time and then come home and maybe even do some filming there with it and expose the kids at a fairly young age to different cultures. I love this idea of saying this is a huge, wide world with so much diversity. There's so much good, and sometimes if I feel like if you can help a person understand differences and different ways that things are good at an early age, it can just increase the appreciation for life so early. That's one of my big dreams I've had in life for a long time, especially because at 18, I became a foreign exchange student in France. And ever since then, I've just done a ton of travel or lived in other countries singing. I value that world perspective so much. And I want to share that with kids and also see through children's eyes what that world looks like. I'm so excited about it. So I think that having 2 really helps contribute to having some friends along the road. I really hope to do that. And I love that this song, it says, I'll show you everything with arms wide open. And then you have this huge scenery and the cliffs and the ocean. And it's just like, yeah, that's my dream. You captured it so well. Okay, I'm crying.
Now everything has changed. I'll show you love. I'll show you everything with arms wide open. With arms wide open.
Okay, there's another tear that's going. Yeah. Ooh, not totally resolved in that last note. I appreciate that the end of the song is left a little hanging because you have this sense that there's so much anticipation for the event that is about to occur. What a beautiful song and sentiment. Oh gosh, I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about it again. It's so stunning and gorgeous and warm and heavy at the same time. Gosh, this song is so high up there on my list now. It's just, like, it nailed the sentiment with such incredible musicianship and writing. You guys are right. Cheers to you all. Cheers. Thank you for a wonderful first suggestion. Mm. This recommendation was amazing, and I'll be checking out some more of your recommendations soon. I'm going to put up something over here. It might be a link to how to make this awesome food on Cooking and Guilt. It might be a link to some more Pregnant Lady React songs, but whatever it's linking to, I hope you enjoy it. May you fall more in love with music every day. You know, I said I felt loved. Look at this. Just after the song finished, just after I hit pause, I also got dessert. So I just wanted to share with you this incredible dessert. I think I've got a couple different kinds of ice cream, maybe with like a fresh syrup. Whoa. Whoa. What did you do to this? Whoa. What is in that syrup? Guys, you can only hope to ever be as incredible as this man. Mwah. Mwah.